listens to music first, always.
We are unstoppable.
Open the frontiers to make people meet people.
Music is not fireworks. Music is feeling.
You're good to go.
Thank you, vote for the music!
This is Vote for the Music, the Eurovision podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Vote for the Music, the Eurovision podcast. And today we're going to be previewing for you especially Melodifestivalen 2024 Heat 3, which is taking place in Växjö in Vida Arena. Now, later on in the podcast, we will look ahead to that Heat and break down all the songs and what you can expect from Heat 3. But before then, let's take a look back at Heat 2, which happened last Saturday. Saw 6 songs in Gothenburg in the Scandinavian. Heat 4 again. There are 2 places direct to the final, 2 places in the qualifying round, and then 2 went out. So the 2 that went through were Neresa, When I'm Gone, and Liamo, Dragon. And then the 2 which went to the qualifying round were Dear Sarah, The Silence After You, and Fröken Snusk, Unga and Freya. Sadly, the 2 that went out were Engman's Kapel Norland and Sijo Ahuma. I think personally the standard was higher than the week before, and I think it was very tight at the top. We had a very, very high quality pop production from Neresa, which was unexpected going into this, but she showed that she can not only do ballads, but she can also sing a proper big pop song. You know, the staging was a bit like what Marcus Martinez did last year. The song itself was a bit like Kiana's song last year, that kind of thing, but almost elevated. It certainly is one which very much could be a potential winner of this contest, but in fact, it only came second in the heat because the actual direct to the final qualifier was our Gothenburg homeboy, Liamo with Dragon, which was, in the most comparable way, a sort of probably a better version than what Andrew Lambrou did last year in Liverpool. So those 2 are very much ones going into the final that very much could be potential winners. I would say the Neresa were actually more likely to in sort of the song you would vote for Eurovision, but keep your eye on Liamo, that could go somewhere as well. As for the ones which went to the qualifier round, Dear Sarah, The Silence After You was actually, in my opinion, my personal favourite of the heat. And I think, again, that is one of the ones which is very much a contender to get one of those qualifying round places in the final. It's almost like you wanted that to be last week's heat, because I think it could have gone direct to the final last week. It's a bit country-inspired, it's a bit folk-inspired, and I think, yeah, that's one to watch. And then, of course, Fröken Snusk. Well, this has been sort of the breakout one we've had. It's wild, it's mental, it's like anything you've seen before. Yes, it only came 4th in the heat, it was the final one to go in the qualifying round, but the way it's kicked off and streaming, the way it has risen right up the Spotify charts, could say a lot about the sort of voting it will get in the qualifying round. So keep your eye on that. So looking ahead to this week, on the 17th of February, which is tomorrow, we will see 6 acts out there. They're Jacqueline Effortless, Clara Klingenström, Aldrin Mayer, Kim Kesseran, Take My Breath Away, Cloudy, Dig, Gunilla Pearson, I Won't Shape, La La Gunilla, and Cassiopeia, Give My Heart a Break. Now we'll look more in depth at these in just a minute, but first I had the very special pleasure recently to sit down and talk with Clara Klingenström, who is one of the artists in this. She also competed a few years ago in Melodifestivalen 2021. So speaking about her time in Melodifestivalen and her new song Aldrin Mayer, which will perform second tomorrow night, please welcome Clara Klingenström. So, hello, Clara Klingenström. Welcome to Vote for the Music, the Eurovision podcast. This year, you are participating in Melodifestivalen 2024 with Aldrin Mayer, I believe is what it's called. But shall we rewind firstly and take back to 2021, where you made quite the impression. You sort of came up from behind, you went through Andrew Chanson, and then you got an amazing place in the final. And, you know, a lot of people thought you might have been off to Rotterdam. So how did Melodifestivalen come about? How did 2021 come about? And how did that all go?
So I don't really remember. It was my record company wanted me to. I don't know if it was if they wanted me to write a song to Melodifestivalen, or if like they wanted when the song was done, they wanted to send it to Melodifestivalen. I don't remember, because a lot of things like happened personally for me at that at the same time. So I don't really remember how it happened, but it was super, like, that year and the year after, when I was doing Melodifestivalen, it was like so weird year for me, and so amazing. And
yeah, because we were just coming out of COVID. I mean, that was still there was no audience. You were in Stockholm performing to an empty sort of, it wasn't even an arena, was it sort of a TV studio, sort of small arena type place? So I imagine it's going to be very different when you perform to a full crowd.
Yeah, I'm really nervous this time. I was nervous last time as well, but this time it's another kind of nervous.
And last time, of course, you went through Andrew Chanson, which isn't there anymore. That's not there in the same way. We do have the qualifying round, which I believe is what we're calling it in English. I'm not quite sure what it's been called in Swedish, but sort of changing names. Hopefully,
but I think it's like the same thing.
It's kind of the same thing, I believe. But hopefully you don't have to involve that anyway, and hopefully you go direct to the final next week. We're all hoping, because I say a lot of people thought that you deserved to win in Rotterdam. So hoping maybe you return as the Swedish host entry this year.
I think it's time for a Swedish song now.
Yeah, it's 1998 was the last time. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's time.
Thinking about from last time to this time, obviously with the COVID environment, with the audience now, are there any changes in the way you plan to perform it? Because last time, obviously, you were only performing to cameras. Now you're performing to an audience. How are you approaching that?
I would say it's going to be different, because the thing that I love the most is to perform to an audience. And I think I'm going to feel the adrenaline in a different way. So maybe I'm not sure what kind of difference it's going to be like in that way, but I think I'm going to have more adrenaline, and maybe that will show in the camera.
Since the last time you were in Melodifestivalen, you have been quite busy. You've been performing. You've also released a single with former Melfest contestant and host Oscar Zier. So how did that happen? How was that like? Was it fun working with him?
He sent me a song, or I think his record company sent my record company a song, and then they showed it to me, and he said that I could do whatever I want with the song. So we wrote the lyrics in the song, and then we met up, because we have my friend knows his friends, and then I showed the song, and we clicked, and we decided to release the song together, and we became friends after that.
Well, I love the song. I thought it was great, and if Aljum Mer is anything to go by, the quality that you're at now, I think you're going to do very well, and I'm very excited for that. So could you obviously, there's a lot of secrecy, there's a lot surrounding this, but could you give us any hints or any clues about Aljum Mer, about your performance, and what potentially we might see on stage?
So it's a more up-tempo song than the last song. I don't know how much I could say, but I don't care. I'm gonna have my guitar, and but it's not just going to be me only standing with the guitar as I did last time. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to have the retro thing in the I don't know how to explain, but I got inspired from 70s music, so something like that you will see here.
That sounds very exciting. So finally then, I guess if in just one word you can describe Aljumer as a song, as a performance, as everything, just in one word to leave our listeners with, what is Aljumer?
Energy, I would say.
Energy. Well, I very much hope to see that energy on stage in Stockholm at the Friends Arena next month. I will be there, so I hope to see you. And I hope that continues forward to Malmö on the 11th of May. So thank you, Clara Klingenström. Thank you for being on Vote for the Music, the Eurovision podcast, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
So very special thanks to Clara Klingenström there, her managers, her agents, everyone who managed to sort that out for us. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing tomorrow what she will do on the Melodifestivalen stage, and hopefully she'll get through direct to the final. Let's see. But if we take a look at our running order for tomorrow's show, let's begin with Jacqueline Effortless. So Effortless is very much sort of effortlessly, if we want to say, a pop song of 2024. It is it's very current, but also it's very poppy. It's inspired by things, like Dua Lipa, like a Future Nostalgia album, like all the recent stuff she's done. It's a bit Houdini-like. It is very much that sort of female kind of pop, kind of synthy, kind of disco, very 2024 sound. And I cannot fathom this not getting through. I think this is very likely DTF. If we look at the staging itself is like a sort of a Sacha Jean-Baptiste type staging, if you know what that means. It's red, it's got dancers, it's got silhouettes, it's got backdrops. It's a bit like Luca Hany staging in Tel Aviv. It's that kind of thing. And yeah, this is looking to be a very slick, very smooth song, very smooth staging, very smooth production. And even though this is on first, I think this is almost certainly direct to the final, and I would be shocked if it wasn't. So this one is certainly one to watch. So next we have Clara Klingenström with Aljumer. Now, obviously, I'm going to be very difficult to be unbiased on this because, as you just heard, I sat down and spoke to Clara Klingenström. But from what I have heard and seen of this, I am very impressed. Just as Clara Klingenström said to me, it is like her 2021 song injected with even more energy, and it is fabulous. Staging wise, it has this huge sort of cubicle type LED thing with these strips coming down with her guitar at the front, with all these lights, these colourful lights. It is a magical staging. And the way the chorus builds and emphasises it as the colours on this, it is phenomenal. I think this is really going to do things. And the chorus itself, it's anthemic. That's something we shouldn't have last time, but this chorus this time is anthemic. It sounds like something you would hear people sort of walking back from the pub at 11 o'clock after being thrown out, all drunk, singing as they walk down the street. It's that sort of song where it's anthemic, it's in the soul. People will know it off by heart. I really hope this goes straight to the final, at least get through the qualifying round, because I think really this heat is stacked at the top. For song number 3, Take My Breath Away by Kim Kasserin, we have, again, a synth song, a bit like the first one, but this is far simpler than the other one. The production is low, the synth is high. It's so much based on the melody of his voice, and not a lot seems to happen. It's staged fairly simply. It is just sort of him against blackness with a blue light, and then some dancers come on. And it's very well done, but I don't think this song is going to have enough to be able to move on, honestly. I think it's good, all of them are good, but this doesn't really seem to have anything that grabs hold of you. I think this is most likely going to be a non-qualifier here. For song 4, we have Furdig by Cloudy, and we're sort of again in the probably potential, very likely non-qualified territory. I really think song 3 and 4 are the ones that are going to go out. This is quite a standard, quite nice, quite sweet, sort of folk-inspired, just male pop song. It's got quite a nice instrumental break and instrumental sort of hook there, but I don't think it's going to do enough to get to the qualifying round or to the final, to be honest. Staging wise, it's staged like how you'd expect sort of a male solo folk song to be staged. He's on a patch of grass with some tall grass against blue with some lights. There's not a whole lot going on. It's nice, it's sweet. It's a bit like Rayanne Haunted from last year, just with a more folky sort of country-ish type production to it. But yeah, unfortunately for Cloudy, I really don't think this one's going to move on. So cast your mind back to 2006, to Athens, for the Eurovision Song Contest there, the semi-final, and there was a certain act called Sylvia Knight from Iceland, which was a woman singing to everyone about how blessed we were to be hearing her sing and how amazing she was. Congratulations, I'm Sylvia Knight. I'm saving the universe. I'm singing for you. That was Sylvia Knight, congratulations. It's gone down in Eurovision folklore history. She did not qualify, she was booed, people did not get the joke, but I loved it, and a lot of other people loved it. However, Sylvia Knight was a character. Our next act is not a character. Our next act is Gunilla Persson. Now, Gunilla Persson is a real person. She is a reality star in Sweden, former fashion model. She's 65. She previously got arrested for stealing sunglasses. She is controversial, yes. Thoroughly enjoyable, absolutely. Would SVT need to have a watertight contract with her? Absolutely, yes. But her song, which is Song 5 in Melodifestivalen 2024 Heat 3, I Won't Shake, La La Gunilla, is like in 2006, like in Athens, when we heard Sylvia Knight sing about how blessed we were to hear her sing, is exactly the same. Here, Gunilla tells us about how great it is that she's singing for us. But here, she means it. In my opinion, she'll go to the qualifying round. Even though the song is not the strongest song in the world, it's like a proper 1950s Western parody with all the sort of sound effects and sort of sounds you would hear from a Clint Eastwood film wrapped around her, telling us how brilliant she is. But the chaos of it, the campness of it, and the fame she has, I really think we'll see her, so that's what Sylvia Knight did, not non-qualify, although she did get to the Eurovision Song Contest, so technically, you know, because Gunilla Persson probably won't, but I think that Gunilla Persson will not non-qualify. I think she will get into that qualifying round, and I think she will have a chance of being in that Melodifestivalen final. Do I think she'll go direct to the final? No, but I do think she will get to the qualifying round for sure. Staging wise, it follows the Western feel. She's on the podium, she's transported to the Wild West in LED screens, and she has cowboys around her. But very much, this is not about them, it's not about the staging, it's about her. That's what this is about. So from this point on, I think the Heat looks fairly easy. The first two go direct to the final, the middle two go out, and the last two go to the qualifying round. Then we get to the last song, and the last song is by Cassie O'Pear. And it's not just by Cassie O'Pear, it's called Give My Heart a Break. And this song is pretty much everything you want in a Melodifestivalen song. I'd say it's on last, it's very well produced, it's very well written, and it's by Cassie O'Pear, who is, of course, a very established name now in Sweden. She competed in Melodifestivalen in 2022 with I Just Can't Get Enough. She wrote the winner of the American Song Contest, which was Wonderland by Alexa, and she also wrote Tattoo by Loreen. Cassie O'Pear is a big deal now, and it shows in this song, Give My Heart a Break. I think, really, that it's going to be Cassie O'Pear and Clara Klingenström fighting for that second direct to the final place. I think Jacqueline Effortless will go first. I think she'll get the first direct to the final. And then I think when we go to our scoreboard, it's going to be those two battling it out for that second direct to the final place. Which one will win? I do not know. Obviously, I want it to be Clara Klingenström, but we'll have to see what happens there. But this song is very much, again, I think there's 3 songs here, yeah. 3 songs, obviously, battling for that Melodifestivalen win, even from the single heat. This is a very strong heat, and that can mean some people fall. But the way this is staged is sort of mind-bogglingly mad and also brilliant, which could add to its potential success. It's almost how you'd expect Gunilla Pearson's one to have been staged. It's Cassiopeia is in this sort of bright pink, fluffy outfit, and she's got these psychedelic sort of dancers around her with eyes on their hands and these big pink and yellow hearts in the background. It is mental, but it really fits the song, and the song's a happy song. That's something we don't often actually get in these sort of very much quality contenders to win. It's often sad songs, but this is a happy song that really is pushing for that win, and that's why I think that this second direct to the final place is going to be very hard to predict. Say, in an easy world, it would have been first 2 direct to the final, last 2 qualifying round, middle 2 out. But Cassiopeia suddenly makes this a whole lot harder. So, you can watch Melodifestivalen 2024 Heat 3 tomorrow night on SVC1 on SVT Play at 7 o'clock in the United Kingdom, 8 o'clock over in Europe, and you can see how all this will play out. So thank you for listening to this. I hope you enjoyed everything. We hope to bring you more interviews with stars from the Eurovision world very soon. So please remember to follow us on all our social media. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Give us a review if you want. Give us a like. Follow us on Amazon Podcasts. All the rest, every single way you can. Check out our website. And remember to keep voting for the music.
This is to music first, always.
We are unstoppable.
Open the frontiers to make people meet people.
Music is not fireworks. Music is feeling.
You're good to go.
Thank you both for the music!
This is Vote for the Music, the Eurovision podcast.